Hi there, I'm Cody Henriksen, and today we're going to be taking a look at how we can integrate JUnit and reflection right in our projects immediately, so we can make sure we can have the students have the right code inside their project, and we can see how we can actually just add JUnit tests into our project and test to make sure that they're working properly. We'll actually go through the process as if I was a student and see what's going to happen so we can go through that. So we're going to do that right here. As you can see, I'm inside Eclipse right now. I have just a quick little single package project right here, demo JUnit. It's got a package of demo.controller with my two files, the controller.java and runner.java. As you see right here, my controller.java is really empty. There's nothing inside it. Ooh, amazing. In my runner.java, I have my package statement, of course, public class runner and void start in there. And so it's telling me right here, I told my students I always have to have a start method in their class. They know that that's what we need. It's like, okay, yeah, I've got this, and what's going on? And we're going to see what we need to do to make sure this will work and have that happen. And so we're going to go ahead and add the test to this so we can do the iterative process of figuring out what's wrong with our project and then building it up so as I go through and I resolve the problems of my the tests failing, I can get my code working and have it operate correctly. And we're going to use this so we can actually make sure the code itself is put together and it's functional. So we have the correct structure and functionality, and we're verifying that with the JUnit tests we're adding to the project. And so that's what we're working on to make that happen right now. So the first thing we have to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the test to our project. So all I have to do is I just have to distribute a zip file with those in there. Oh, it's easy to make sure I give the students the correct files easy at once. So all we have to do to add the JUnit to it is we just have to add the files to it. Now I'm inside Eclipse. This will works for the Eclipse instructions. If you're using a different IDE, the instructions might be a smidge different, but the same process is really pretty easy. Just drag the code in. For Eclipse, I'm just going to right click and choose import because it's the easy way for it to happen. I'm going to go up here to the general section. I'm going to go to an archive file because it's just a zip directory that we're putting it in. I'm going to go to next. I'm going to go to browse to that location. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go to my documents and go to my dev folder. And in my dev folder, I have a test folder and I have my JUnit sample reflection. And in my demo test folder, there's that test zip right there. So I've got that right there. Boom. I'm going to grab that. And as you can see right here, it's just an empty directory. So there's nothing inside. It's just a single zip folder with those two files. And I want to put it into a folder. And so the way I make it is I want to make sure it's going to this, its own package for that. So I'm going to go ahead and browse. I'm going to click on the browse. I'm going to go to JUnit. I'm going to click on the source folder, and in the demo folder right here, I'm going to say okie dokie. And then after the demo, I'm going to add a tests subfolder because I like to keep all my tests together, making it like, oh, they're all together right here. Makes it really easy to work with. And so those two tests are going to add to the tests directory or test package that we'll have inside that project. So go ahead and do that and hit finish. And as you can see, I have that red X of unhappiness. Oh no. There's errors in this code. Oh, at each, that stuff. Well, in order to fix that, it's really, really easy. I just have to go up here to my demo with JUnit project. I'm going to right click on the project, go down to the build path. I'm going to go ahead and configure build path. And here in the libraries section, I'm going to add a library. I'm just going to choose JUnit and next. I'm using JUnit 5. There's other versions you can use, but that's just what I'm using for my project. If you're doing it with JUnit 4, you choose JUnit 4, obviously, and then just apply and close. And boom, the errors went away. That's a great, wonderful thing. Now, normally in my class, I'd have them commit this project to their GitHub repository as well at this point. It's like, oh, they've made that change and it's a big thing they want to commit, but that's all right. And so what we have right here is inside these tests, these are the tests we're going to run for this. We're going to start with the runner test, and so that's what we're working with first. And so when I run the test, it's going to say, hey, what's going on? So I click on the play button for it, and it runs, and oh no, I've got a red line, error. And I go right here and it says there's a runner test. My error is right here on demo.test runner line 45. And so it says that my modifier is public. The method must be public. So I have a public method I need to have inside there. So let's go ahead and look at my runner again. And oh, I don't have a visibility specified. So I have to go ahead and add public to this. And so when I add public and hit save, I'm going to go back to my runner test and hit play again. And I play that test. And now I have a fail. Oh, the method needs to be static, expected true and receive false. Oh, okay. So I have to fix that static type on there too. So I'm going to go over here to my runner again. I'm going to add the static keyword. Public static void. Oh, that sounds like something we said in class. There's public static void, something I have to do. And I'm going to go ahead and cancel that right there. I'm going to go to my runner test again and play my runner test. And oh, the method must be named main. Oh, that's right. I have to have a main method. So that's what I have to do. If I get that main, it'll work now, right? My program will run. My program compiled, I don't have any errors, but now I have that, boom. And so I hit save. I go back to my runner test again, that iterative process of going through and doing it again. And the main method must have exactly one parameter. A parameter. Oh, I check my notes. I look at that. Oh, and I need to have a parameter inside that. So I go back to my runner, and the parameters go inside these parens. And string arg. Okay, that's there. I've got that now. So I'll go back to my runner test and hit play again. And the parameter type needs to be a string square brackets. Oh, that's right. I have to put those little square bracket things after the word string. It's a special one. Henriksen said he'd explain what that meant later, but right now it's just square brackets. Okay, fine. Go ahead, save. I'm going to hit runner test. I'm going to play that one again. A green bar of joy, yes! And so what I've gone through, and I went through and I ran the tests of that test main method, and all the tests in there were passed. So I can look at that like, oh, my test main method passed. And so that means every one of these lines of code that are inside that test were successfully completed. I was able to actually do that for it. So that means they all ran. So now I've got my controller test, my next test file I need to make. And again, this is an iterative process because I'm going to go through and redo this over and over again. So let's go ahead and hit play on the controller test. And I have a failure. And I have, oh, I test controller. That one passed. I have a green checkbox. That's cool. But test required data members. Oh, your scanner instance needs to be a data member. And so I need to have a scanner instance. I need to have a scanner data member. Oh, okay. So in my controller, I need to make a scanner. Okay. Scanner and my scanner. Okay, cool. I've got a scanner. All right, so I'll hit save. I'm done. I got that taken care of. So I'm going to go back to my controller test. I'm going to hit play. And I'm going to hit proceed. And, oh, scanner can't be resolved to a type on demo.control. Oh, it doesn't know what scanner is. Oh, I have to add an import. Yep. Import, and it's java.util.scanner. There we go. Now I have a scanner. Okay, cool. Now I'll go back to controller test. And so again, it's that iterative process. I have to go through and fix that small piece, repeat the process, and fix the next thing and go again. Oh, assertion failed. Need at least 3 data members, a scanner and 2 strings. Oh, okay, so I'll make some string variables too. So I need to make a string variable. So I have a scanner, I have a string name, and I have a string fact. Okay, so I have my data members. They're in there. I'm good. I've got everything I need to do now. Go to that controller test again, hit play one more time. It failed. What's going on? What's wrong with my data members? Okay, line 107. Double click on that. All data members need to be private as a rule. Oh yeah, I remember Henriksen was saying something about that. I have to make them private. So private scanner, private string, private string. I save that. I go back to my controller test and I hit play again. Hey, test required data members, that one passed. Now I just have to test required methods. Oh, both methods aren't there, so I need to have, I look at that. Both methods aren't present. Oh, I need one that's called start and one that's called handle errors. And oh, it looks like they both say public on it. So let's make some public methods. So public start. There's my method. Oh, it's got a red line. What's wrong with that? Oh, yeah, that's right. I have to put a void in there. So I put a void start, yeah. And I'm going to go back to my controller test right here and hit play. And I still have both members aren't present. Oh, that's right. I have to put that other one, the handle errors, on there. And public void handle errors. So now that I have that handle errors method in there, I'm going to rerun my controller test right here. Hit play again one more time. And assert true required count is 2. Both methods are present now, and they're both public. So now that I have the green bar of joy, so I've tested both of those lovely things. I have them both working with that. Now I've got all of that done. And so the process again is I start off by writing just a little bit of code that I know I have to write to make that happen. I go through and I make those changes to my code so that the tests will pass. I don't ever have to change the actual test files themselves, and that gives me a way I can actually submit that information up to my teacher, or I can use that for like as a teacher, I can use that for a checkoff for the class, like, hey, everyone show me your green bar passing the test, or show me what your status is. So for like an exit ticket, you can use that really easy in your classroom and work with what's going on. So all you have to do is just make sure you write the test to have that and distribute those as part of the project. And with stuff like this, like with the controller test and the runner test, those basic tests like that always have to pass. Again, you can make it so you can always have the required functionality and the structural components of code in there on every project so that students can have that ready to go. as you go along. And so that's a great way you can use unit testing inside your project and make it so it's a great way to make that happen. I hope this is helpful. I'll provide some other resources for you and have that up available on my YouTube channel as well as on the GitHub repository that goes along with this, and hope that's helpful for you a lot. Have a great day. Cheers, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.